is the language guide for Light Comes to Shadow Mountain. We like to call it LG around here. You will receive your language guide as a downloadable PDF. You can also access it in your online account by lesson or by activity type, whatever works best for you. This can be used as a standalone resource to go along with the reading of the book Light Comes to Shadow Mountain. That might be a great choice if you're assigning this to a student to read independently, or you can use it right alongside your adventure guide or your activity box to give more targeted practice for spelling, vocabulary, grammar, and handwriting. Let's take a look at some of the activities inside. Each activity I'm going to be showing you will be included for every lesson of Light Comes to Shadow Mountain. Our first activity is the Reading Comprehension Guide. These are not questions that are as deep as the ones that you're going to find in the Adventure Guide, but they're great for checking comprehension and understanding to make sure that your child is understanding what they're reading. There are a few questions that do overlap, but for the most part, this set of questions is separate from what you're going to find in the Adventure Guide. We also have two sets of vocabulary pages. This is Vocabulary A. These are passages taken directly from the book, and we have your vocabulary words. Your child can decide what word goes in the blank, and they can check their work by looking in the book. We've included page numbers there as well. We also have Vocabulary B pages. These pages give your child a chance to practice deeper understanding of the meanings of the words that they're learning. These aren't going to be simple fill in the blanks, but they're going to give your child a chance to really play with the words. We've included a teacher guide to make checking and understanding the answers very easy. We also include word work for each of the vocabulary words. These words are broken up into syllables. This makes it easy for you to mark the words in a way that works well with the way that your child has already learned spelling. So maybe that'll be marking short vowels and long vowels. It might be marking vowel teams or ER blends, whatever is going to make the most sense for your child. Then you have an opportunity to write the part of speech. You're going to pick the part of speech based on how the word is being used in context in Light Comes to Shadow Mountain. You'll also be able to write a definition, draw a picture, use the word in a sentence, come up with synonyms, antonyms, and word families. We don't recommend using this for every single word in a lesson, but pick a few to really focus on, and this can be a lot of fun for your child. In Light Comes to Shadow Mountain, we're going to be focusing on adjectives. While there are plenty of adjective activities in the Adventure Guide, we've also included lots more in the Language Guide. You'll start with an introduction to adjectives. We've given some written instructions along with additional videos and articles that you can read based on how your child learns best so that you can really understand adjectives. There are loads of activities, and I just wanted to give you a sample of one. This is where you'll learn about comparative and superlative adjectives. This is great for your older students who are doing this unit. You can also learn more about these adjectives at this link before you fill out the worksheet. For each lesson, we include this copy, cover, write section. What you'll do is you'll look and say the word. For some students, they might find using markings, breaking up syllables, or making special notes on these words when they look at it the first time helpful for completing the activity. So you'll look at the word. Then they're going to copy the word over into this space. Then they're going to fold this over, cover the word, and write it from memory. Then they're going to check. If they got it right, they move on to the next word. If it was incorrect, they're going to write it correctly 3 times in that box. We've provided 2 different versions of this form based on the size handwriting your child feels comfortable with. So you'll need more pages if you do the larger font, but with the smaller font, you can fit all the words on one page. We've also included pages for spelling and copywork. If you want to get the most out of these pages, we've given a sample of how you can break down the days as you look at the passage and spend 1 week covering each passage. You can use this to check for meaning, work on spelling rules, hone in on grammar and punctuation, and then you can use it for copywork and or dictation. Each passage is provided in 3 formats. We have print that they can copy, that they can trace over. We have cursive that they can trace over. We have print that they can copy. And we have cursive that they can copy. With your language guide, you will also receive an additional PDF. It will be called your Vocabulary Game Card Pack. Your Vocabulary Game Card Pack includes the directions for 8 different games you can play with your vocabulary words. Each word includes 1 sheet of different cards. The games make clear which cards you're going to need for each game, but each word includes a card with a visual representation of the word, the definition of the word, antonyms, and synonyms for the words. This is your don't say card that will be used for some of the games. These are words you can't say while trying to get your teammates to guess the correct word. There's also a clue card used in some of the games to try to guess the words in as few clues as possible. And finally, you have a card that shows the word being used in the text. I hope this answers all of your questions about the language guide for Light Comes to Shadow Mountain. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions at all. We hope this resource helps you get the most out of your learning when you read Light Comes to Shadow Mountain by Tony Buzzio.